Greetings of the day, everyone. I'm Paramjeet from Nesting Mart, and I have with me Mrs. Ria Nair. Glad to have you, Ria, with us. And she is a clinical dietitian and consulting nutritionist practicing past 21 years and helping people achieving their health goals. From adults to children, she's been counseling and designing nutritional plans for all who requires professional and medical assistance. And the plans are customized as per individual's body type, medical parameters, preferences, and convenience. And she has contributed a lot to the nutritional health of pregnant women and lactating mothers. And as Nesting Mart is a holistic hub for mothers, celebrating motherhood, giving tips on parenting and mothers. So we are glad to have Ria Nair with us to have a talk and suggest to the mothers during their pregnancy what kind of diet they should take, and to also to the lactating mothers. So welcome, Ria Nair.
Thank you so much, Paramjeet. It's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure to be here talking to you live one-on-one. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Okay. We are also
Thanks for
glad
the
to have.
lovely introduction too.
Okay.
Thanks for the lovely introduction.
And as I told you that Nesting Mart is a holistic hub for parents, and we also through our blogs we keep on educating with child. We talk about child care, mother care. So in this, now let's come to the lactating period of the mother. So what is lactation and how, its significance, and what is the role of proper nutrition during the lactation period?
Okay. So lactation, as we all know, is a stage where, you have delivered your baby and you're in the process of feeding your, baby with your milk. So the mother's milk, which is a very important aspect and very, very, very crucial step. Just after this newborn is brought, come out in the world, the mother-child bonding, it increases, it increases. And this process, entire process is with lactation. The real bonding, what happens is that time, this phase. And the milk, mother's milk is the most important thing for that newborn infant. So it has a list of antibodies, it has a list of vitamins and minerals, and it has 100 more ingredients than what you have in a formula milk. So it's very important to build on our nutrition during pregnancy, so that we get this kind of system. That kind of body creates that kind of milk to give our supply to our child, infant. So lactation is a very important phase. And this builds up, as I said, the mother-child bonding first and foremost, and gives all the supplies, all the nutrients to your child. Okay. The nutrients what are required for lactation are, again, your proteins and your vitamins and minerals, everything together, fiber. Also, we have to make sure that there's no constipation during entire pregnancy and lactation. Okay. Because no constipation during the entire period, because that will again hamper the nutritional value of your system.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And lactation is basically supplying, as I said, the nutritional content to your child, entire nutritional content. And I always advocate for breastfeeding your child. Very much important. 6 months minimum and goes up to 2 years. I would highly recommend the 2 years of feeding, unless and until there are any issues and you're not able to feed. But the first 6 months are very crucial. The child should get the first 6 months of mother's milk. Very important. That will build his immunity and make him stronger, and keep him away from all infections and even chronic diseases for future. So because the breast milk has everything what is given us by nature, okay. All the required things. You don't have to resort to any other thing. Just mother's milk. That's it. Okay. It has immunoglobulins, it has antibodies, everything together. Okay. And especially for new mothers who don't have this, unfortunately, who are not having the milk, supply. What happens is we suggest some galactogogues. Galactogogues are the food products which actually stimulate milk production. Okay. So what happens is these, whenever you have these things, as we all know traditionally what our mothers fed us, There's our traditional, each state has their traditional galactogogues. You have the general methi seeds, fenugreek seeds, you have garlic, you have ghee, clarified butter. You have all these things immediately after your delivery. These are given to us just for the milk production and secretion, so
Yes.
that there's optimum supply, and then we can nourish our child. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's great. That's what actually the traditionally the mothers they give, and then nowadays people they just think that whether those things, no, eating too much of clarified butter during that time period, or is it required or not? Okay, like
Hmm.
thuti, they say no, that's also so all
Yes,
these
yes,
things. No,
yes.
this is something like whatever during that time period it is said that whatever mother is going to eat is going to affect the health of the baby also because of the breastfeeding. So is it a myth
Absolutely.
or is it the means it's a truth
It's a fact.
that okay
It's
it's a fact.
huh. Yeah, it's a complete fact, because we need to make sure that we are very careful about what we are eating as mothers, new mothers. Sorry. So this has to be more of home-based meals, okay? Traditional meals, your home-cooked seasonal traditional meals, and whatever is prescribed by your grandmothers, mothers, just resort to that, because those are the safest and healthiest things to be eaten by a new mother. Because anything what you eat, which is apart from these, can really hamper your child's health, because the infant is very, 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 very raw and new to the world, and it has to be taken that much. That's why I emphasize on breastfeeding, because no matter what, you know if you eat healthy food, the nutrition that comes from the milk itself is the biggest nutrition for the child. So you
Yes,
don't, for the infant, so you don't have to go anywhere. You just have to feed, nourish yourself first, and then that automatically goes to your infant. So
infant.
it's very important to keep this in mind. Yes, yes, all pregnant and lactating mothers. Also, there is a myth about of some foods which we cannot eat during pregnancy.
Yeah, I
We're
was
just going
going to
back to
ask
pregnancy.
about that. I was going to
Yeah.
ask about that, but yes,
Okay. So we say that don't eat papaya and all that stuff because it is heaty. Yes, it is indeed heaty. Papaya, there are some enzymes in it, even pineapple, that you're not supposed to eat during that pregnancy period, because that could give you, give a real serious problem to the fetus. You know,
okay.
there are a lot of instances where yeah, yeah. So it's heaty and it's really not good. It's harmful.
Okay.
So we have
One
heard of a lot of instance. Hmm.
When I have heard about rice
Yes.
also means to the lactating mother, I have heard about that. Keep not to
Hmm.
eat rice. But in the hospitals, when they serve complete food, means a complete, complete thali, which is
Balanced meal.
rice, dal, and
Yes.
everything. But at
Yes.
home, our grandmothers and they didn't want. They have always objected on eating rice during the initial period, maybe 1 month or 1.5 month. So, what about rice? Means, is it okay to eat or not? What is?
Well, yeah. Well, coming to rice, rice is of course a staple food, and loaded with carbohydrates. So it is essential. I'm not saying it is you need to be off rice, but it always gives you essential B vitamins, thiamine, and riboflavin, everything. So rice has to be a part of it. As per me, yes, as per many nutritionists, I guess rice has to be a part of a whole meal, because we are looking for a balanced diet. As you said, the hospitals, we are provided with, immediately after, some real nutritious food in the thali, and it's all required. It's all required.
Okay.
The carbs, your protein share, your vegetables and fruit, salads, everything is required in the meal.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
any special advice you would like to give to pregnant women and lactating moms from your side, Priya?
Okay. Yes, definitely. I would. Basically, to all pregnant ladies, expecting mothers out there, always follow your experts' advice. That's any seniors in the house. Okay. Or don't go about. This is a very, very important thing. Don't go about googling things. Especially these days, young mothers. Don't go about googling. Okay, you can get stuff there, but you need to always ask your seniors, your elders, and take their advice when it comes to these matters. Pregnancy is, as I said, the most significant part of a woman's life. So yes, you need to resort to things, and you need to keep in mind, as I said, which things are good, which things are not good, which foods you can eat, which you can't. So once you are said that stay away from this, you stay away from. If you're not supposed to eat papaya or pineapple or any heaty foods during that period, garlic, too much of spice, too much of chilies, if you're used to that, no, please leave it, because it will affect your baby, and which we don't want. We don't want the fetus to be affected. We want a good, healthy pregnancy. So please stay away from all that which is bad for you.
Bad food.
And yes, and avoid one more thing, and avoid too much of outside food, dining out, eating out, too much of soft drinks, colas, beverages,
Okay.
sweets as well, because your body is predisposed, as I said,
Hmm.
gestational diabetes. So sweets as well.
Okay. What about
The
tea,
amount
coffee? All these things can be taken. Tea, coffee to a normal.
of coffee, yes, tea, coffee, probably 1 or 2 a day, or one coffee a day, one tea a day is fine. Apart from that, I would suggest stick to buttermilk, coconut water, fresh juices at home, fresh fruits at home, lime juice, nimbu pani, everything, with a little bit of probably honey or sugar, not much.
Okay.
Yeah. And avoid salt as much as possible during this phase. Don't overload yourself with too much of salt or salty foods. Very important.
Means an
Yeah.
adequate amount of salt is enough, and if someone has a BP problem, then definitely according to the suggestion of
Definitely avoid.
the doctor.
Yes. You need to avoid, yeah.
Okay. So
Because we also need to, salt increases the water retention. And one more thing what I want to tell here is, like you, every trimester the weight increases, right? As we all know. Because we are eating, and we need to make sure that the calories are not overboard.
Yeah.
So the first trimester, usually there's no much weight gain, ideally. Okay. The second trimester would be somewhere around 250, 300 cals. Okay. And kilocals. And the final trimester, the third one, would be somewhere around 450 to 500. That's an ideal weight gain, what happens gradually. So we need to make sure we are not crossing it also. We are taking everything in moderation, and every serving size is proper for all the meals.
Okay.
Be it carbohydrates, be it your protective group, your fats, little bit of ghee here and there is fine. Yeah.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So I must say that whatever guidance you have given, it's going to help the pregnant ladies and lactating mothers, whosoever they are going to watch this video or to read the blog. And we are highly
I just
grateful
remembered
that.
something. Sorry to interrupt. I remembered you asked me about lactation also, right?
Yeah. You told about that. What is?
Okay. I just remembered. I think you asked me that what advice you would like to give finally.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah, it's just that breastfeed your child. Your child needs your milk, and keep doing that as much as you can. Okay, minimum of 6 months and maximum of 2 years.
Maximum of 2 years.
Yes, this is a very, very important advice. So please make sure that all the new mothers are following this. Don't resort to formula milk, top milk.
Okay, so that's the best advice you are giving. Yeah, the best advice to the lactating mothers. And we are highly obliged and grateful that Ria, that you shared your knowledge with us and helped in guiding the lactating mothers and the pregnant ladies. And we thank you a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Param. Thanks